Welcome to day 12 of my day trading diary, where I share my watch list and analyze my trades for you to learn from. Today is the 24th of August 2023. The market is going to open in about 15 minutes. So as always, we're going to have a look at the general market. And overnight, this area of resistance didn't hold, and we're gapping over it. So the next area of resistance has to be this trend line here. And we might retest it today and either get rejected or break it. If it gets rejected, which is what I'm gonna expect, we form this nice head and shoulders pattern on the daily chart. As you can see, left shoulder here, head, and this is gonna be the right shoulder. And if this head and shoulders pattern confirms, we should head lower and at least hit this level here, or even break it and move even lower. If we have a look at my long watch, we have Nvidia, which had earnings reports and gapped over all these days. And if it's gonna come back to this area, I would be interested to go long with a trailing stop, as I don't have any target I could put it. Maybe probably I'm gonna put it at the high of the day then, because that is the only resistance there is. Next one is Google, which is gapping nicely over this consolidation, and my target would be up here. Next one is VRT, which is gapping nicely over this pivot. If it gets rejected here, I would go long with a trailing stop. Next one is Unity, which is gapping over these past few days, which is a nice consolidation. If we have a look at the 1 hour chart, it's a nice ascending triangle, area of resistance here. Higher lows into resistance means strong buyers, and it should have room to this previous area of support here. And the last one on my long watch is Oracle, which broke this trend line recently, formed a higher low, had crazy volatility yesterday, and now if it's gonna hold this key area, I would be interested to go long, with my target being this area of resistance here. And on the short side we have Tesla, which is approaching this key area of previous support, and it got rejected here multiple times now. And if it's gonna retest it another time and the market is heading lower, I would be interested to short, with my target being down here. Next one is OVV, which is an interesting one. It's gapping under this consolidation and breaking down, or let's say it, or actually it broke down yesterday and is gapping down a bit even more. And I actually have two areas of interest. One is the low of this candle yesterday, and the other one is the breakdown area where it broke down yesterday. So if I get a signal on either area, my target would be down here, as if we have a look at the 1 hour chart, it consolidated nicely here before it broke down, and it should have smooth room to this area. And the last one for today is Moderna, which got rejected of this area yesterday, and now I would be interested to short it, as the 1 hour chart is really nice. If it's gonna retest this area up here, it should have pretty smooth room to this area down here, as there isn't any meaningful support or resistance. So yeah, those are my watch lists for today. As I said, my bias would be for us to reach this trend line today, and then it has to be determined if it's gonna break it or gets rejected. If I had to guess, I would say it's getting rejected, and I'm gonna see you guys after the market session. Alright, so the market is closed now. It's a bit late now, as I wasn't at home for the market close, and I had to close my last trade on my phone. And yeah, it's a bit late now, so I'm just gonna record and cut the video tomorrow. As you can see, the market got absolutely hammered today, even more than the days last week. It didn't even retest this trend line. If the market makes such a move, it pulls everything with it. There's probably not a lot of stocks that hold against this. And if we have a look at my long watch list, you can see Nvidia got hammered and didn't hold this area. I took one trade on Nvidia, which was this 5-minute buy setup here. It was a nice parabolic move and a change of color bar. So I traded it like this, entered here, and put my stop loss down here. I got stopped out. Then it held this area quite nicely, which I saw. However, the market got absolutely crushed, so I didn't want it to take that trade. Then VRT also got hammered and didn't hold this area. If we have a look inside that day, I probably would have taken this double bottom here if it breaks this area here, and that would have worked for a while. But at this moment, at this topping tail with really high volume, that would have been a pretty significant sign that the move is over. But I didn't take this trade as I was looking for an entry on Nvidia. I was waiting for this buy setup to form. Google got absolutely crushed and didn't hold my area. Oracle got crushed. Unity got crushed. However, on the short side, I mean, Tesla would have been a good short. However, I didn't reach this area up here. OVV. So OVV was one where I had two areas. One was the low of yesterday and the other one was this breakdown area. So the low of yesterday wasn't any meaningful area and it didn't reach the breakdown area. So I didn't trade it. And Moderna, I did take some trades. So at the open, it got rejected here, but it was way too spready and volatile for me. However, it came back, retested the high of the day, which also is my area of interest where I want to short. It formed this nice topping tail, had increasing volume and a sell setup, so I shorted it like this. But I got stopped out. However, I re-entered on this huge topping tail like this, put my stop loss above here, entry on the break of that candle, target was down here at 112.47, which it almost reached. I could have closed it here manually, but as the market got hammered so much, I thought it would reach this quite comfortably. However, it pulled back and retested this area another time. So I added 1R on this topping tail like this, and I lowered my stop on this trade from here to here, and it almost reached my target. However, I had to close it at the end of the day for 112.69, I believe. So if I mark them both, 115.5, 112.69. I took some slippage here. This one was a pretty good fill. So those two together were like 1.4 here, 2.35 here, is about 3738R minus the one I got stopped out is 2.8R on Moderna, minus the one on Nvidia is 1.8R for the day, which I'm fine with because it's really hard to make a plan for the day when the market is doing a move like this and puts everything down with it, because you don't account for that on a daily basis. Days like these have the possibility to be like the biggest winner in your month if you're on the right side of the market. However, they also have the potential to screw you, and in that case you just want to hold your hands still and take the money you can get and move on to the next day. And with that, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for the last day of the week. If you enjoy these videos, subscribe to my channel, leave a like to the video, and leave some feedback in the comments.